Well, this is take three so far of an attempt to share a final sabbatical update. This is the last day of my sabbatical, and I just thought, thought I should do a wrap up and a little recap of some of what's happened in this last few months. I'm trying to be a little quiet here because we have a house full, and so it's been lovely to come back to Victoria. Some of you will recognize the background from daily prayers and other videos that I've done over the last few years. But just to say that it's been quite a 3 months. It's been a busy 3 months with a lot of traveling. It started off in Victoria with some time for reflection, a little bit of writing, and some reading, and then went to England, where I got to catch up with family and friends, some friends who I hadn't seen for 20, 25 plus years, including delightful friends Phil and Claire, who invited both myself and Sabina to stay on their narrowboat, which we enjoyed immensely. But during the time also, I got to spend time with my son and with other members of my family, to stay at my mother's house and catch up with some very old friends indeed. All during that time, dotted about in the time that both I had by myself and when Sabina joined me, I had the opportunity to interview principals and course leaders in different theological settings to find out a little bit about how they are navigating the current challenges in ministerial formation. And I've got some thoughts on that. It ties up with some of the work I've been doing here under Bishop Anna's guidance with ministerial formation and the discernment process of people going into ministry or exploring a vocation to ministry. And then, as you'll know, our India plans didn't come off. The visa situation is still, as far as I can understand, a bit of a disaster. And yet we were invited to go to Mombasa in Kenya. And that proved to be exactly as easy as the last time we got an Indian visa. Everything done online, 72 hours. And we were granted a month's entry into Kenya as soon as we arrived at the airport. So it was a very different experience. And actually, the whole time in Kenya is something I could talk about at great length and have shared a little bit about in previous updates. In summary, though, preaching in a different church for the 3 Sundays I was there was an honor and a privilege, and it was a delight to join in with the joyful and exuberant and yet at the same time thoughtful and prayerful ministries that I was privileged to be a part of. I also was very honored to be allowed time with students and even allowed to do some teaching at Bishop Hannington Institute of Theology and Development Studies. And I'm grateful for the trust that the Reverend Joseph Njama and the principal Martin Orlando both gave me in giving that opportunity. So from here, the next stage is to write some of what I've done down and present it as a paper. Sounds too fancy, but a summary of some of my thoughts from this last few months, to continue to read about ministerial formation, particularly presbyteral formation, and to continue to think about how that can be implemented if there are changes to be made within our context here in the Diocese of Islands and Inlets. It really has been a great time. It's been very enjoyable. It's been very thought-provoking. It's been a huge privilege to have this great swathe of time. And I think it will affect my ongoing ministry. I hope that we will continue at St. John the Divine and in this diocese to build up links with Bishop Hannington College and the Diocese of Mombasa, and also maybe other dioceses within the Anglican Church of Kenya. Taita Taveta would be a good one, and I think I've probably said that wrong. But that's where our friend Criswell, Reverend Criswell Moachia, comes from. So much more I could say, much more I will be saying. Perhaps I'll be doing post-sabbatical updates as the weeks go on. We've been back now for 2 days. We've had the chance to kind of readjust our body clocks, and I'm looking forward to going back to work tomorrow. I've already got some appointments set up. I've got some writing to be done. We have a daily blog on the website, www.stjohnthedivine.bc.ca. So please do keep an eye out for them. There's one every day, and Stephanie has been doing some very thoughtful blogs in this last few days since Advent began. We also on Thursday evenings will be having Compline for Advent, and that starts tomorrow evening. So blessings. Thank you all for your support, for your prayers, for your comments, for your questions. There will be more. There's more to say, more to do, more to explore, more to be excited about. And I'm looking forward to getting back to my ministerial work here, my calling to serve the people of St. John the Divine here on Lequannan lands in Victoria, BC, as it's colonially named, and also ongoing work and ministry, which it's my honour to be able to do as part of this Diocese of Islands and Inlets. So God bless you all. Stay well, keep in touch, and I do hope to hear from you and to be able to update you with what's happening in our parishes sometime as we go on. God bless.